Speaking of the false claims of the 2020 election being stolen and the conspiracy theorist organizations that have been created around that, Mike Lindell, the MyPillow guy, who has spent his life savings apparently fighting back against the non-existent deep state that's stealing elections, held what he referred to, let's see here, as an election crime bureau summit. And I want to, yeah, and I want to walk you through some notable moments, starting off with this. This is a whacked out event, let me tell you, where he starts, this is sort of early, I think, and has some technical problems.
This historical election summit is so important that it's being broadcast around the world in 85 languages on frankspeech.com. This election summit is not going to be about more evidence. We have enough evidence. Evidence has been the easy part. This summit is all about hope and the plan to secure our elections immediately. I want you to watch this video and see if you all remember this.
They're attacking his power grid.
No, this is the wrong
Mike
one.
Lindell.
This is the wrong one. Hold on. Well, that's coming. The Rose Garden speech.
Okay, and we have much more to get to, but it is really sad. Mike Lindell is one of the rare people. It doesn't mean he shouldn't be criticized and judged. He absolutely should, and he put himself in the situation. But there is some sadness because he seems to be one of the rare people who actually believes a lot of this nonsense in the leader position, where he's the leader of some of these movements. And so across the leaders that we talk a lot about, most of them are grifting. Mike Lindell seems to genuinely believe the nonsense and is tearing his life apart because of it. And here, his whole job now, his whole focus is centered around a non-existent problem. So he has this meaningless drive, a meaningless goal. And I can't imagine putting a bunch of effort into a convention and all these big things based on something that's not actually solving a real problem, because you're not saving America or fixing the fact that elections are being stolen, because that's not happening. So it's not necessary. It's as meaningless as me doing a show where I don't hit record. That's what's going on. It's really pretty sad. All these summits and all these shows he does for absolutely nothing. It's going to change nothing except for causing more people to wrongfully doubt the legitimacy of our elections based on evidence-free accusations. Then you have Michael Flynn, another very detached from reality conspiracy theorist, join Mike Lindell on stage with Steve Bannon as well, and try to make sense of this word salad.
Up to do this.
They didn't think that we were going to go back to our founders, right? What's in the DNA of an American citizen is something called freedom, okay? It's in our DNA. And I'll tell you, you don't fight an enemy because you hate the enemy. You fight an enemy because you love your country, okay? You love your faith. You love your family. And that's why we're fighting. Because I know, and I look around, there was a couple of young people here today that had young kids here today. You know, my mom used to call it forced family fun, right? Dragging the kids to some event. But when I look at those children, and thank you for the people that brought their children here to these things, you know, even though they don't understand what's going on. But you're bringing them because that's what we're doing. We're doing this.
Yeah, and it's the left who's indoctrinating their children.
When I look around the audience here, and there's a lot of relatively young people, but the generation that I'm a part of, the generation that we're a part of, we've got to take this country back, because the future generations are working their asses off, and little babies are trying to grow up, and we're trying to keep them from what? Drag queen hour? I mean, come on, folks. We are not going to have this. We're not going to have this in this country.
Have what?
Enough is enough.
Okay. All right, Mike, whatever you say, I guess. And people go to that and I guess buy tickets to see that. And then you have this from Mike Lindell.
And you never gave up instead of getting attacked and attacked and attacked because you knew.
I rarely say this, but to anyone who has never given up on the election was stolen claims, give up. This is the one situation in life you just need to give up. Whenever you hold on to a belief that is not based in fact, after it being proven to be false time and time again, just give up.
We get this one chance or we lose the American dream forever. And that's it. We lose our country. There is a bright side to all this, though. Hey, if we're wrong, it's the end. It's end times. We all us believers go to heaven. It's it's a win-win, right? But
Well, you could also not be wrong, though. That would be good. So that's what's going on there. The Election Crime Bureau Summit, where they're outlining the plan to save America and stop elections from being stolen, which of course is already happening. So problem solved, Mike Lindell. We already have very secure elections in this country, despite your claims and other people's claims to the contrary. And it's really sad. It really is, because 60+%, as I've talked about, of the Republican Party believes the 2020 election was illegitimate of Joe Biden. And based on fabrications, that's it. Anything that appears to be evidence has been completely and thoroughly debunked time and time again on this show, on other shows, everywhere. And that's why these claims have not been upheld in court. That's why we've not seen evidence uncovered in recount after recount and audit after audit and investigation after investigation by Republicans, by Democrats, by independent people. There's just not evidence. And now we have to deal with this problem for so long with so many people. And we covered on yesterday's show, now there's a litmus test in the GOP for some of the MAGA members that if you want to be a candidate in the party, if you want the support of MAGA, you cannot correctly assess and accept the results of the 2020 election. You have to claim it was stolen. And that is wild. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to be a part of what makes this show possible, plus get access to the full video version of the show hours before all the clips are able to be uploaded to the YouTube channel, plus get the bonus show on the weekends, you can do so by going to lukebeasleyshow.com/membership. That's lukebeasleyshow.com/membership, and there's a link in the description.